YouTube, your boy Bosco back again. We had to come back live once again, man. A little bit later in the night. I appreciate you guys coming back through here. If you weren't here, if you were here earlier, I appreciate you coming back. Just chilling a little bit. Some things I didn't go through on my Discord earlier while I was live. Why not talk about it now? I wanted to kind of go back. We get into the flow. We practice it. We practice it. We practice it. What's good with you guys though? How was your day? And did you see the game? I watched a little bit of it. Pretty interesting for what it could be. It was all right. My bad. I'm over here previewing my last live stream. Just playing it on my TV, just looking at it from a TV perspective. You know, always trying to do more, see what else I could, do better at. I know I got to make sure I focus and look directly into the camera a lot more. But yeah, man, earlier was on here talking about some things that had kind of came out right at the time or maybe a little bit later during the stream. Did see some more information about other shoes that are coming out. Plus, I didn't even go over like the things that I saw in stores or in the discount stores, which wasn't crazy amount of stuff, but it was, there were some things there. Shout out to you if you're watching on whatever channel you're watching on for however long you're able to stay. I did say I was gonna come on and be on this, on the stream a little bit later on in the evening. I just didn't know what time, And I did release a video right now on Bosco 2.0, just a clip from the live stream from earlier, just kind of breaking down the shoes again. But it's summertime. A lot more content is definitely warranted. I haven't been clipping up my live streams just because of timing, time consuming and stuff like that. But made time for it today. Got some more clips to bring out of it too. But yeah, man, we just rocking for a little bit tonight. I'm just gonna go through some of the stuff that I saw. People come through, they can chime in. We're live on Bobby Thrift, Bosco Mitchell, and on my Twitch channel, just for the sake of it. Got to get some more up there too as well. And being that I can do it on multiple platforms, why not? Why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Let me go ahead and pull this up. Let me go ahead and pull this up. Got some more leaks, some more information on some leaks, I guess. Earlier, I mentioned about the Travis Scott SB Dunk Low that was supposed to be dropping during the release of his new album, Utopia. However, they did say that I also showed earlier that apparently that shoe is not going to be releasing. The Travis Scott Nike Dunk SB Low, with the original one, is not going to be restocking. But instead, I guess we're supposed to be getting another shoe. Or I say we, but we're supposed to be getting the opportunity to get another shoe. Don't know who's really going to go after them or not. But apparently this is the new color scheme of the actual Dunk that's supposedly going to release during that time. So it won't be the OG, but it will be a new colorway of Travis Scott Nike Dunk SB Low. Rumored, not official, but I mean, this guy does do his thing when it comes to early information and leaks. It remains to be seen how many more stories are broken about this shoe, but I'm sure a lot of people out there will be excited for it. Dunks are kind of popular like they've ever been, SB Dunks especially, and it's a Travis Scott. This is not one of those shoes that you can wait around and have patience and all this type of stuff. This shoe will sell out in all sizes. There will be resale value. The question is how much of a resale value. I mean, it's a Travis Scott SB Dunk Low, so it's going to be up there for sure. What they retail for, like, what, 130, 120, 150, something like that. Easy going to be probably double that just because it's a Travis Scott SB. This color combination, from what I'm seeing, it's not looking half bad. I mean, it's something that I feel like a lot of people would like. Not my style, but this is definitely a Travis Scott vibe. I think this is pretty much a mock-up. Obviously, it's not the official shoe, but I guess that's what colors it's going to look like. And see, it looks like it's going to have the metallic silver swoosh. But like I said, it's still early in the game. Don't know officially the true specs of it. This is definitely rumored, but this guy is pretty good with his information. So we have to see. We have to see. Later this year, though, still this year, it's kind of crazy how they do that. Just out of nowhere, a shoe will be added to the reputation or the lineup, and people got to scramble to get them. Then it's also amazing. Well, I mean, it's still an early release, an early leak, but how long has this information really been out before it's able to be leaked? How do these guys with leaking information get it? Get the leaking information, especially when it's accurate leaking information. You know what I'm saying? Not a bad colorway. I'm sure people will go crazy for it. I seen somebody on Instagram post this MBO2, which apparently might be a sample only though, or a player exclusive. And when I saw it, I was like, damn, I just was talking about how there's so many colorways of this shoe. Now they have even more. But if this is a sample, I don't believe this colorway will actually drop. I don't know why it's called a sample instead of a PE. I think the color scheme is not bad, I definitely don't see myself getting this. I wouldn't get this for myself. It's a shoe that represents or dedicated to his mom. So I'm like, why would this shoe not release? But maybe it's just what it is. It doesn't say rare on the outsole. That's kind of how you know it's a sample even more, because that's something that's on every one of them. Every one of them got that rare on the outsole. Every single colorway does. So why would they not do it for this one? Dip. And it's crazy how some of these MBO2s are getting the excuse me, the MBO1 Galaxy box. I've been noticing that a lot lately when I've been seeing these new Travis Scott, these new MBO2s. A lot of them have been having the Galaxy box. I don't know what the point of that is or why. Wait a minute. Yeah, this is the 02. I thought I was tripping. Maybe this was the 01. And it says sample right there inside the shoe, not for resale. Don't know if they'll ever make this actual colorway. But I just thought, basically, after what I was saying earlier, like, man, how many colorways do they have of this shoe? It seems like 1,000,001 colorways of the of the shoe. How many more colorways will they have? You know what I'm saying? How many more colorways of this MBO2 will we have before we get all the colorways for the MBO3? Because I know we're going to get a good amount of the MBO3s. It seems like that's inevitable. They already did that with the MBO2s, so why not? So yeah, so we got a new word of a Travis Scott dropping, which is not going to be the SB that we known before. It won't be a restock of that shoe, but it will be a new SB Dunk. That's according to the rumors right now. If you're just joining the stream, that's what we're talking about. A new Travis Scott Dunk Low. I posted this in my Discord a little while ago. When I see stuff online that's interested in me, I just post it on my Discord as opposed to my story on Instagram. I mean, I do sometimes post stuff on my story, but for the most part, it's going to be in my Discord, and then I'm going to talk about it in my stream, pretty much. You know what I mean? So I'll definitely be giving credit when I see stuff from where I see it from, as I post it with the Instagram handle there. So when I talk about it in the live stream, if they watch it or anybody, it's from them. It's another picture from Plugged In. Yeah, because I definitely want to see what's coming up next so we could talk about it. And, I don't get all these sources. So, of course, you give up the source of, or give credit to who might have broke the story first, so to speak. Not, I'm not trying to be a news anchor or nothing, but, just when it comes to information on the shoes. The one thing is, gotta vet it. Not everybody's right on all their stuff, so I would hate to be giving out false information. I double check some things, but I mean, I'm not a source to really be able to verify it, so it's kind of tricky in that retrospect. But these are all good what ifs, or oh my goodness, is this gonna happen? This would be dope if it happens, and then if it plays out, Excuse the background noise. If it plays out, then it's all good. You know what I'm saying? If it works out in our favor, then it's good. We got the information early, right? Kind of crazy. But then, besides that, the Dunk Low, SB Dunk Low with Travis Scott, a new colorway, was talking about this MBO2 PE, or actually sample, dedicated to his mom. What else did I see? Saw this colorway of the Luca 1. Um, Definitely a nice colorway. I think the Luca 1 has definitely been on point as far as the color combinations and just the colorways. The shoe is a light shoe. It's comfortable, breathable. Uh, After I reviewed one colorway, wore it. Excuse me, the Oreo colorway, and it's definitely a nice shoe. They have been popping up on sale in men's sizes as well, not just grade school sizing. If you're somebody considering the shoe, you might like it. It does have majority translucent outsole, and I know a lot of people are kind of iffy on that when it comes to hooping, but I haven't really had a bad experience so much with the translucent outsole. But if you're playing on the outdoor courts, they probably will be ran through quickly. I feel like Lucas are definitely an indoor court type shoe. But all basketball shoes are made to be worn, and if you wear them down, you just wear them down. That's what happens when you play ball. You know what I'm saying? If you're somebody playing ball in them. But this blue colorway, I think, is dope. One of the better colorways of the MBO2. One of the better colorways of the Luka 1. Jordan Luka 1 is not bad. Jordan Tatum 1 is not bad. Zion shoe is a little iffy for me, man. I think I like the Zion 2 a little bit more than the Zion 1 for sure. I never got a chance to really try on the Zion 1, but the Zion 2, I like how that feels. I fuck with how the Zion 2 feels, bro. On feet, it's comfortable. I already talked about that earlier in the stream, or yesterday, or earlier today in the stream. Definitely a comfortable shoe. And this one here is not bad either, especially for the 120 price point. You can't go wrong with it. Let me see, we got it right over here. Yeah, definitely not a bad shoe colorway. Jordan and Luca are doing their thing. What else we got? The back panel of it. Yes, it's all in all a comfortable shoe. Good shoe. I think I talked about this colorway on one of my videos on Bosco 2.0 about like basketball sneakers on the way, I believe, a little while ago. I guess now they're actually going to be releasing. Yeah, translucent also Luka 1. Then I was talking earlier about the Roshe run returning later this year. Apparently, it's going to be during the fall of 2023. So this year, don't know who's really excited for it, but it is a pretty, I guess a good situation for it to come back. I'm not a really big Roshe person. So I'm not sure of all the colorways. I don't know if I feel like these are new colorways that are on the way, or maybe these are colorways that have been out before. I mean, I know the black and white is something I've seen before, and I feel like I've seen this brown one before, but what about these other 3 colorways? I don't know if they're current or new Roshe runners. You know what I'm saying? Of course, I highlighted this one because it has the most character. It stands out. It's loud. Not a bad situation. Curious to see what people think about that one. Pretty cool shoe though. Roshe's back in the rotation. We'll see what the sales be like for the Roshes, because I don't know. I know a lot of people did like the shoe. I don't know if people really missed it, because as it's been gone, I haven't seen people wearing like a lot of older pairs. It wasn't a shoe I saw around a lot. Roshes have really been easy to replace. I'm not yawning. That's not what I'm doing. Not at all. So then this is, I guess, better images of this what is this called? The Brilliant Orange Jordan 12. This is a women's exclusive Air Jordan 12. Black and this brilliant orange color scheme. Definitely different. I don't remember seeing a Jordan I don't know, man. It's a Jordan 12, which is one of my favorite silhouettes. That brilliant orange is not. I don't know. I think they might look dope on feet. To be honest with you, I'm not liking them for some reason, but I feel like I'm gonna like them if I see them in hand because of the fact the all black upper. You can never go wrong with that. The leather quality on it, and then that brilliant orange, man. I mean, it's almost like a shiny orange. I feel like it might look better on feet than it does in the pictures. I think that's going to be a fact for sure. I think the pictures might not be doing it justice, but I do like the potential of what I'm seeing. I've never seen a Jordan 12 this color scheme before. I think that's dope. But I think it's going to get slept on. It's going to be sitting there. It's a women's exclusive, and then just the rate of everything going right now, things are not really selling like that. So I think this thing will be around. I can't wait to see it in person to really get my judge of it because this orange looks really dull in this picture. Then the other picture looks a little bit more, you know, what it's supposed to be. And then we got the same thing with this one. It kind of looks shaky on this picture. But the shoe itself and just getting the idea of what it's going to actually look like, because I don't believe this is a mock up. This is the actual shoe. It's just a filter or shading. It's just a little, I don't know. Women's exclusive, so I couldn't get it even if I wanted to. But the color combination I feel is not bad. I feel like the color combination on this is not bad for the Jordan 12, bro. And that's we talked about these dunks also. We talked about the born and raised SB dunks yesterday. Definitely a dope shoe. No official release date yet, but they will be dropping sometime this summer, which is crazy. What is it going to be? July 4th, 4th of July type of release? What are we going to get? Pretty dope colorway, though. And you already know it's going to have that good quality on it, too. Hey, what's up, James? And you're right about that. Shout out to the Oregon State Beavers, right? Oregon State Beavers. Shout out to Oregon State. One of the few. Oregon State has a special place for me, obviously, even though I don't know nobody who ever went there. But that was one of the schools that actually sent me a couple letters for recruiting for basketball. So shout out to Oregon State, actually. Yeah, that go perfect with their jerseys. It definitely would. It definitely would. Definitely different colorway though. I'm curious to see what it looks like in person. I'm not mad at it. It looks pretty impressive. But it's a women's exclusive. I don't think the women will be jumping over it. Women, really trying to grab it, and it's probably gonna sit and probably end up in the outlets for sure. It seems inevitable. You know what I'm saying? Big shout out to everybody who stops by whenever you do for however long you're here for. I appreciate it. Just got done doing a little editing. I had to do some other stuff too, so just prolong my whole process of everything. That's just how it goes. I did check out some of the game, some of this NBA finals, pretty crazy. I had it on the back. I had it on in the background, doing some other stuff, watching the watch party on Gil's Arena. I was watching that more so than watching the game because the game was kind of out of hand. Denver's looking like the most, the real dominant team here. It just depends on how they want to go about it. Do they want to just win it at home? Or they want to? Well, they can't win on the road now because they lost. They want no, they can. They're up 2-1. Yeah, no, yeah, they're up 2-1, so they could win it at home if they win the next game, and then win the next game, they'll win it at home, right? Because it's 2-1-1-1. Crazy to see two players in the finals go for two triple doubles, and both of them having a 30-point triple double. These numbers are looking very 2K-ish. Jamal Murray, is he really that guy, man? I'm still not sold on him, even though he's doing as well as he is. I'm not sold on him. Maybe I feel like he just works good for that system. and that it means he's balling, you know. He's proven to be a baller. There's no reason not to. It's just for some reason I'm not sold on him just yet. Just yet, but he's doing numbers, and some people are saying if they win, well, they will pretty much win the finals. I don't see the Heat coming back to win the series, but they're saying if they win a series, then he's you know he should be Finals MVP. Jamal Murray. But two players having a 30-point triple double in the finals is big. I think Jokic had a triple double the first quarter or first half, which is crazy. It's not his fault. It's who he's playing against. But there's nobody to match up against them really. Miami Heat's not the best matchup for this team. Miami Heat's not the matchup for this team, especially from the East. It could have been somebody else, but it's not. This is the year Denver wins. Shout out to the Denver fans. I don't know too many of them, maybe one or two of them. My homie Marcus, shout out to him. He's out there in Denver. He is a season ticket holder, so at least he gets to watch some final games this year. Shout out to that. But I don't see Miami doing anything, man. It sucks. I would hope that Miami could squeeze it. Pause. I hope Miami could do something to string this series out a little bit. If Miami could just muster up some stuff, at least win one more game to stretch this series out. But it's not. I don't know. They got manhandled today at home. They made a little run at the end, but that's not enough. Yeah, Jokic is definitely a cheat code. He is. There's no real matchup for him. No real matchup for Joker. And I don't see, with the dominance, I don't see who dethrones him anytime soon. I mean, I know there will be some moves to be made, but Denver does have a deep squad. At least it seems like it. They play well together. They move the ball well. Only thing that's kind of stopping them really is injuries. That's what stopped Jamal Murray was the injuries. Luckily Joker hasn't had any, so he's been solid. But they're winning like this without Michael Porter Jr., which is like number 3. Their number 3 options not even cooking like that, and they're winning these games really with no problem. The game they lost was, the gentleman's sweep part, just the loose focus game. But I would love for Miami to win another game just to extend the series. But that's what I put in the title. Do you guys feel that this is a 5-game series, or can it go 6? Joker, no joke, Grizzlies fan. Trey, I feel you. And even a Grizzlies fan can admit that, he is a cheat code. It's hard to match up with that. You take away something, he got something else. The best bet they had was just let him cook 101 and not let him pass the ball. I didn't watch enough of the game to know if the Heat did that, if they decided to play him straight up, or if they decided to go to the whole double team, which goes into the favor of the Denver Nuggets because they're not a team that sits when he has the ball. There's other action going on, and that's the one thing I would hate about when I watch the Lakers play. AD or LeBron get the ball, everybody else kind of stands in their spot. There's no backwards cuts or motions or picks. It's like a lot of standstill. Besides that pick and roll action, nobody else moves. But Denver, they don't have that issue. People move without the ball all the time. They move without the ball all the time, and that's how they get these other guys open because there's movement all around the court. It's like other teams forgot how to play team basketball, and everybody's going to the more individual. And that's why they say like the Euro guys will be the future of the league as far as the faces being the most dominant, because they're coming over here with the Euro style, which is everybody's involved. Everybody has an opportunity to kind of do stuff, and still having a star take the brunt of the whole load. The Americanized players and stars are more ISO 101, pick and roll ISO type players. The pick and roll is, universal from ISO players to team players, but it's all about how you use that pick and roll. And with a team like Denver who shares the ball and everybody kind of gets involved, it just makes it hard for teams to beat them. So, will they be going back to back? I would like to think not. But I mean, it would be hard to say they wouldn't be able to repeat next season, even though we're nowhere near the end of this season. Plus, no free agencies or none of that has happened, you know. But like Lakers, got swept unfortunately. You know, they were undermatched too in a sense. You know, but like I honestly feel like if they ran it back after a year under the belt, more experience on what teams like to do, and if LeBron and AD was healthy, I believe the results could be different. That might sound wild because they lost all 4 games. They didn't win one game, but I don't know, man. I think you got to know what you're dealing with and know what to expect. And I don't know, man. I think it could be a different result had they ran it back with another team next season. But I know the Lakers are not. They're going to make a lot of moves, like every other team in the league will. Nobody stand pat, as we talked about earlier. Um, as we talked about earlier with the boy Chris Paul. Oh, I didn't put it over here. I put it somewhere else. Yeah, this John Morant, or not John Morant stuff, but this Zion Williams stuff is getting uglier too. This girl made another statement saying that Zion Williams' family is now threatening her for her coming out saying that she's pregnant by him too. That's a whole other thing right there, man. Poor Zion in the sense that, I mean, no poor Zion, nothing. He's good. He's a man. He's got enough money to take care of everything he needs to. But that's just a crazy thing. I wonder what made her get mad and try to put that on blast. Like she must be disgruntled with him to put him on blast when he's trying to put that business to the world. Anyway, um, yeah, Phoenix Suns waiving Chris Paul today. I think that was something that was kind of unexpected. Some news that dropped right before the game today. You know, um, whether you're watching now or in the chat or watching now or on the replay, how do you feel about that Chris Paul situation? I mean, I think it was kind of I don't want to say fully unexpected, but it kind of was. You know what I'm saying? Because I honestly felt like I was wondering, should Chris Paul retire? That was my thought. Once you keep having this hamstring problem, that's not going to be something you want to deal with anymore. That's going to be something that's kind of annoying. Every year you get to the same point in the season and have the same situation happen. So that's what made me wonder if he would be considering leaving. He's a free agent now. I mean, I think Chris Paul is one of those players that deserves a farewell tour, farewell. You know what I'm saying? I always mess up on that, but he needs a going out party. He needs a going away party. He don't need to. CP3 to the Lakers is number 2 trending on Twitter right now. Ain't that something? Number 2 trending is Chris Paul to the Lakers, bro. When we first talked about this earlier, I asked people, Chris Paul being waived, what's the best fit for him to do? And a lot of people in the chat said to the Lakers. A lot of people said to the Lakers, to the Lakers, to the Lakers. And I'm telling you this now. Chris Paul is I still feel like he's the truest, realest, like he's the best pure point guard in the NBA right now until he retires. I like Kyrie more, his game more, but I feel like Chris Paul is the ideal point guard. He's the ultimate coach point guard. His assist to turnover ratio is 8-1 right now, which is crazy. Highest in the league, and I'm sure that turnover ratio ranks really high amongst point guards in history of the NBA. But unless he's gonna come off the bench behind Austin or D'Lo or Schroeder, that's not a good look because they're aging. Unless he signs for like the vet minimum because he's in a Players Association, he got State Farm, he made his money. So if he comes sign for the league for the vet minimum to become part of the team to go along with everything else they add, that will be good. But to be part of the big 3, 1, 2, 3 option for points and everything, that's not a good look. And I like Chris Paul. This picture looks cool and everything, but nah, I don't think that's the way to go about it because of the fact of everything I said, man. He's aging, all due respect. And as I looked into the stats earlier, he played 56 games last season, or this current season that just happened. AD and LeBron, how many did they play? About the same. So like they would be missing some games and they won't all be there for some games. And they, I like it. I liked it a couple of years ago. Maybe even to start this season instead of Westbrook, that would have been cool. But I just think right now that's not the good look to go. But I know Laker Nation and the world's just on this Chris Paul thing. I know they are. I know people hear this and they want this. You know what I'm saying? Does he fit though? Does he fit with who being gone? If Austin leaves, him stepping in, I don't like that. All due respect to Chris Paul, but just not that, bro. Rondo to the Lakers. Bring Rondo back. That's what they should have done. Bring Rondo back. They really trying to pump this, man. This is not the look. It sounds good on paper. Maybe a 2K game, it might be cool, playing some 2K, but not relying trying to get a ring. Like I said, he needs to come sign for the league minimum, the vet minimum. If he does that, that adds a strong piece to the team. He could be a strong asset to the backup squad. Like, I'm not hating or nothing. I'm just being honest. Everybody think he's going right to the Lakers, bro. Man, oh man. Let me know what y'all think, bro. Y'all see that happening? I can't see it happening, man. I don't think I can see that happening. But yeah, earlier it was told that Chris Paul was waived by the Phoenix Suns, came out of nowhere. Curious to see what his next steps will be. Apparently, free agency is July 1st, so there's some time to know before he does anything. This is just going to be something lingering. And of course, all the speculation is going to be there. LA makes sense because I believe he might live in LA in the summertime. Everybody does. Everybody's out here in the summertime. You know what I mean? It would make sense for him to do it, to go to LA. You know what I'm saying? Eric, what's good with you, bro? Welcome to the stream. How you doing this evening? Chris Paul to the Lakers. Is that a good thing or not? I don't know. I don't think so myself, but maybe it could be. Shout out to Chris Paul, though. Being waived by the Suns is kind of a wild thing. I didn't really expect that, but it is what it is. Yeah. Would be way better off the bench, limited minutes, playing like 12 to 15 minutes a game throughout like the season. Really cranking it up a little bit after All-Star break, still staying in full tip-top shape. He doing more workouts and stretching during the regular season and don't start playing until he gets to the like after All-Star weekend, start playing those 20-something games, getting himself into shape, and then they could probably extend him for the playoffs. But don't be count on him for the whole regular season to push points to really help get you guys wins, because that's not what you want to do with him. You know what I mean? Dizzy, what it do, my guy? Watching on Twitch, I appreciate that, dude. On stream right now on Bosco Mitchell on YouTube, Bobby Thrift on YouTube, and also on my Twitch. Is it Bosco Mitchell there too? I think it is. But shout out to you, Dizzy. I appreciate that, bro. Every view counts over there too, you dig? But yeah, if he went off the bench, I think it could work for him, Yeah, if they have these younger guys there, then that's cool. It's all about who else is gonna be in that roster for this to really count. You know what I'm saying? And he can't be the third option. I'm sorry, man. Like, I don't like what D'Lo did to Nick Young either. But based on the court and what he can do and what he did last season, I'm for him being on the Lakers. He can go out there and control the game, get 30 points, 25 points. He's very crafty with the ball. He's a great individual player, and they need that. He can spot up and shoot, and he can create off the dribble and shoot, which is a key element. Chris Paul is a good floor general for the second squad. He can get the mid-range in there, and he can get people their open shots. He can be the point guard just like Rondo would be, that knows when AD's in the game, AD should be the only person getting the ball. Like when LeBron's sitting down and AD's in the game, AD's not going to have too many possessions where he's not getting the rock when LeBron's not in the game. That was something that I really I hated seeing. I didn't understand that. I never really got that. There would be times when Anthony Davis was the main dude on the court with all the other players, and there would be possessions, 2 or 3 possessions where he's just doing sprints. He's just running lines. He's going baseline to baseline, baseline to baseline, baseline to baseline, with no touches on the ball on the offensive end. He might get a rebound and kick it off for the point guard, but then he wouldn't even get down past half court before the shot's going up. I think Chris Paul would be a point guard to kind of rectify that and realize, yo, when AD's in the game, LeBron's not, it's going through AD, and sometimes when LeBron's in the game, it's going through AD. It's like these people sometimes forget, and I get it. You got to all be effective. Everybody on the team has to be effective, but when AD takes 25 to 30 shots, I said that, bro. Like I said that earlier, AD should not be taking nothing less than 25 shots a game. He should be in the position, they should set up enough plays or whatever for him to take at least 25 attempts a game. If he's being aggressive, then that's all the difference. Even if he's not being like effective being aggressive, it still puts pressure on the defense, which does open other things up for the team, bro. You know? Yeah, I mean, I think it would be nice to see it too, Dizzy. Don't get me wrong. I would like to see Chris Paul and LeBron. I would like to see Chris Paul come play with LeBron and get his ring with LeBron. Banana boat. He's the last of the Mohicans left besides LeBron. Melo just left this season. Wade been out of here. So last of the Mohicans is Chris Paul. I was saying that before, like out of all the like maybe the year before LeBron and after, like the year after LeBron, I think he's one of the last left out of those groups. Besides, Chris Paul, you got Jeff Green. There has to be a few others. You guys can name them, but Melo was like one of the other ones stepping out. Rondo, is he still trying to play or is he officially hanging it up? You know what I'm saying? Rondo, he still should be in the league somewhere. He should be at Memphis, being a vet there. They could use somebody like him. You know what I mean? Batar was good with you. Welcome to the stream, bro. How you doing? So yeah, it's crazy to see. I could see him coming off the bench if it's for like league minimum purposes and not a lot of money spent. So they have money to keep Rui and keep Austin, or at least get another big move. Kyrie will be great. If they went with the Kyrie route, if they go with CP3, they're not getting Kyrie, obviously. And Kyrie's situation is very tricky because of things he's done to himself. The teams don't trust to give him a full 5 years that he wants, so he would have to settle for like a 2 or 1 or a 2 or a 3 year. Who takes that chance? Do they sign and trade? Do they keep? You know what I'm saying? Do they let him go as a free agent from Dallas and somebody try to sign him right off the rip? He's eligible for a 5-year, 200 something, but I don't think nobody's going to offer him that because of everything that's happening. One thing that said he could do is do a sign and trade. Dallas sign and trade him, and the sign and trade they were talking about was to the Lakers, him and McGee to Lakers for some 2 pieces, But I don't know. I would love to see Kyrie, LeBron again, but not in the cost of some other big stuff. Because Kyrie, I think he would play for the Lakers and represent it right as far as like not all the hoopla from last couple years with him as far as off the court. He would respect the Mamba mentality and the Lakers situation, I think, a little bit more than he has the other franchises he's been to. I think him talking about LeBron coming to Dallas was just like some smoke and mirrors just to get some buzz started, because he's in a pickle right now as far as his next contract, from how much he wants to get and how much teams are willing to offer him because of his past track record. And the owners talk. So, they might try to make an example in a sense of him. And, I don't know, man. I don't know. But Chris Paul or Kyrie to the Lakers, I'd rather go with a Kyrie. But financially and team-wise, it might make more sense for Chris Paul if he's coming off the bench. Just my opinion. You know what I'm saying? But big shout out to Chris Paul, because like I said, he's still, I think, arguably the best pure point guard in the league, if that exists. I mean, I think it still exists because he's still in the league. Once a person like Chris Paul's out the league, once Rondo's officially out the league, Who else could I think of? Maybe a Fred Van Fleet, but I'm not really a big fan of him. But he has made an All-Star team, right, and is a champion. Maybe Brunson from New York. But there's not too many pure point guards by the standard of pure point guards. The ones who who orchestrate and are the quarterbacks of the team, who gets players who can't really score easy baskets or position for them to score easily, which is kind of the same thing. A pass first kind of thing. Those point guards are kind of a dying breed, and they want to clown LeBron for being a pass first scorer, if that even makes sense. He's a pass first scorer. He's a pass first star. That's the leading scorer of the NBA all time. Kind of crazy. Kyrie to Li Ning would be crazy because they make some wild looking shoes. I wouldn't mind seeing that. I would not mind seeing that. You know, but yeah, Chris Paul's last of a dying breed, man. Him, Rondo, those are the first two and kind of only two I think of. I try to be nice and say Brunson. I don't know enough of his game. I see him scoring a lot more points than assisting. I don't know what his turnover ratio is. Michael Conley is another one of those guys. He's another pure point guard. I rock with Michael Conley. He don't get the respect that he deserves though. But yeah, the pure point guards is kind of out of here, almost out of here, bro. Even LaMelo trying to be more of a scorer. He's kind of a pure point guard in a sense, but like a flashier pure point guard, I guess. I don't know. He might fit that bill a little bit, but he can score. Does he? I feel like he looks to assist a little bit more than he does to score though, which I could kind of say maybe he's in that line of pure point guard, maybe. But you gotta love the pure point guard, man. Yeah, definitely with Michael Conley. It's like three of them left. Curry's a score first point guard. Kyrie's a score first point guard. Damian Lillard's a score first point guard. What other star point guards in the league or who bring it up everybody who's a star that's a point guard is a scoring first point guard. James Harden's a scoring point guard. You know, John Wall was a scoring guard. Like whatever he's doing. Westbrook, you know what I mean? Like the PGs are really scoring PGs, which is a dope thing. It's an evolution. You know, the combo, it used to be called a combo guard. You know, it was a point guard, it was a shooting guard, then it was a combo guard. Now it's just a guard. But the guard is more of the facilitator. Ben Simmons is still he's a natural point guard. That's a fact. He is. Ben Simmons is definitely a natural point guard. He ain't been out there enough to kind of display it lately, so that's why people might forget, like I just did. But nah, definitely, he's definitely a pure point guard at heart. Yeah, you know that's a good question. Is AD not motivated because he got a ring already? Man, it's possible to be that way for him. He seems like he could be that way. I don't know why he wouldn't take it serious. Look at all this trending stuff. Nuggets Heat. Are you able to see this? Yeah, trending Nuggets Heat. Westbrook, CP3 to Lakers, Zion and Shaq. So NBA basketball is trending right now. Maybe that's just my following on Twitter. I'm not sure why Shaq is trending. Maybe you guys, did he say something crazy about Jokic or something about the finals? Zion Williams is trending for the wrong reasons, unfortunately. CP to Lakers. Westbrook, I don't know why he's trending. Did he say something? Yeah, so we shall see. AD should be motivated though, because he should have a chip on his shoulder because people are not confident in the boy because he's always getting fucking injured, bro. Yeah, I don't think that's the movie that I don't think Kyrie's going to Adidas. I think me personally, it's either Puma. I could see Li Ning. I could see the Ethics brand. Those shoes are pretty dope, you know. But for me personally, I just see I gravitate to Puma only because I see what they're doing with LaMelo. But it could be some whole other thing. I just hope it's released soon, and maybe we can get the shoes for next season. Yeah. I don't know if you heard me when I was saying that earlier. Oh, Lonzo Ball. Yeah, I said LaMelo, but Lonzo was kind of that too. You're right, and that's unfortunate with him because they're saying his injury now is going to keep him out next season too, and maybe be done playing. That's crazy. If I was him, first of all, a team leaking that information is just crazy. They don't ever really leak something like that. Like they fear his season's over, like he's done. That's not supposed to really happen. So there might be some NBA PA actions there with that, and maybe hopefully some of that stuff is kind of false. Hopefully he able to somehow sit out enough to come back and still play. And he should just Brendan Roy, Kawhi Leonard. I say Kawhi Leonard because Brendan Roy didn't do what he should have did like Kawhi did, as far as sit out a bunch of games, miss a bunch of games, and all that stuff. You know what I mean? So yeah, that sucks with Lonzo, man. What? He was on a date with Brittany Renner. Oh, from the first I thought Grinder. Every time I see Brittany, I just think Grinder. My brain automatically goes there. Oh, okay. Shaq was trying to have some fun today. Okay. Was he out there in Miami? Oh, if he's out there in Miami, then it's all, you know. If he was out there in Miami, then that's exactly why. That's crazy. If he was out there in Miami, that's exactly why. Shaq D's out here having fun. I mean, they done. TNT season's over with. I wish TNT still had some coverage of the finals too. Their commentary would have been great during this time. Not saying I don't like what I see over here, with the CBS crew. I'm just saying I think it would have been a little better had that been the case. Get some of the TNT guys in there for the finals. I don't like how they split it up Eastern and Western and stuff like that. I mean, it's cool, but we need these guys for the whole thing, the whole sheboing, the whole, you know what I mean? Shout out to everybody here in the stream. I appreciate you guys chilling out a little bit later in the evening. Miami or Denver in 5. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I mean, it kind of seems like it's written on the wall what's about to happen with that situation. But it is what it is. The games still have to be played, you know. Things are just so confusing now in the world, with just everything. We keep it copacetic over here. We don't get too far deep into the deep conversations. But Ja Morant, bro, him with the toy gun, or the toy blicky, the toy Nerf gun. That's what it was. It was a toy gun that he had. I don't know why anybody thought that was a real gun. It was a toy gun he had. It's strange, Nike said that they're gonna pause the relationship or pause the partnership with Ja Morant. And I guess pausing it just means not dropping the shoes, and then they said they were gonna take the shoes off the website and I guess off shelves. But I never saw that. I never saw it. I didn't see it. I didn't see them take the stuff off. When I heard the reports that they took stuff offline, when I looked hours after hearing that, it was still online. I go to Foot Lockers, I see the Ja Morant, Ja 1, the family trivia colorway. Of course, not the day one colorway because that been sold out. The one that was in stores was the one that was in stores and not selling, which was the family trivia colorway. And then they turn up the heat with his situation, and then they still release the hunger colorway, which sells out in minutes. And I was talking to the guy over there in Foot Locker the other day about this. Like, his shoe is not it. I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna stop. Keep saying it. I say it all the time. I've been saying it like 5-6 times. But the Ja 1 is not it. They need fluff and controversy to sell the dude's sneakers. The first one sold because it was the hype of Ja Morant, his first sneaker. They hyped it up. He wore it during the playoffs before the Lakers got him up out of here. They just hyped it up. So the first one sold off of the mere hype. The first silhouette, the first colorway of the first silhouette. He's the next rising star, next face. Collectors are buying it. Resellers are buying it to hold to sell it for later. That's why that sold out. It wasn't like, oh, the shoe is dope. Like I like the shoe and the colorway's dope, and what's next? It wasn't that. It was just the first shoe and just hype. The family trivia came out, sat everywhere, online, in the stores. I went to Foot Locker or Nike The Grove. that had a whole lineup of the colorway not moving. You go to Champs, there not moving. You go to Foot Locker, you see the grade school version not moving, the adult size not moving. Then all of a sudden, whatever the last thing happens, and it's days before the Hunger colorway come out, sell out. People bought that because they're like, wait, is Nike about to drop Ja? Maybe this is the last Ja to drop. Oh my goodness, Ja, he might not be in the league no more. Let's buy this shoe. This might be good for resale or whatever. To have a shoe that's not going to be coming out no more. And they tricked everybody to go ahead and buy that shoe and sell it out instantly to say it's sold out in minutes. Oh my God, this Ja Morant shoe is the hottest thing out here. That's blowing smoke. So the first one sold because of hype. The second one had no hype around it. It sat. The third one came out because of the hype around it again. So now they're saying they're gonna hold off and wait and pause the relationship. But then there's a report basically via Sneaker News. Apparently, Nike is still going to be resuming its schedule. Nike's still moving forward with its scheduled release of the Ja 1. The Ember Glow is currently expected to release at Nike basketball retailers on July 3rd for a retail price of $110. I thought they were chilling out. I thought they were pausing it. I thought we were trying to teach a lesson and we're going to stand with this because it's that and this, but apparently not. They already took that loss with Kyrie. They can't take another loss. But why even try to pump fake us like you guys was really trying to do something about it? Trade Nike does play too much, bro. And that's all I want too, Dizzy. For the personal, the scratch colorway is the one that has to drop. When are they going to drop it, though? Is that going to drop next season? Or are we going to get that during the summertime? It's going on resale market right now for like $400. Last time I checked, the Ja 1 scratch is going for like $400 right now. Souls the Smoke. What's good with you? Welcome to the stream, bro. Yeah, the all black ones are dope too. I like the all black colorway with the Swarovski crystals, $400 retail. Not a bad shoe, but like I said, it's has. I said this when it first came out that it's gonna be all about the colorways with the shoe because the shoe is kind of basic. Not hating or anything. It just not all of that, you know. Crazy to see. So I wonder what's gonna be like. There's gonna be some type of let me see what's the date they said in this report. July 3rd. July 3rd is 2 days after free agency. I don't know. I mean, the finals don't last till July 3rd. Well, free agency news. I don't think that the commissioner will wait that long to report what they're going to do to Ja. Like, are they going to release that information about Ja a few days before this shoe's supposed to release? I bet you they will. It'll be like 5 or 6 days before the shoe drop, and they're gonna say what happens to Ja, and then this shoe's gonna still drop, and everybody's gonna go after it. It's gonna sell out in minutes in the stores, and it's a marketing scheme, bro. It just sucks that the replacement for Kyrie needs all kinds of hoopla to sell the product, bro. When Kyrie just put out stuff and it was just fire on its own, and people went for it. I don't know what it's gonna be like for next Kyrie shoe because I just think that was a good matchup, Nike and Kyrie. I felt like they got each other, but little did we know they weren't cool for the last 2 or 3 years. It wasn't just spur of the moment COVID thing while I was off with Kyrie. They've been having issues for like the last 2 or 3 silhouettes, which is crazy because the last 2 or 3 were pretty dope. The 6, the 7, and the 8. Well, he didn't like the infinities, the 8s. He said at first those were bad. But the 6s, the 7s were not bad. That was a dope silhouette. A lot of people like that. A lot of feedback on that. And the 6s, to me, arguably the second best shoe behind the 4s. So I mean, but maybe there were just some creative things that they weren't really on the outs or on the same page with. But yeah, Ja 1's still releasing. So Nike said they were chilling out, but I guess they're not really chilling out. Yeah, definitely. Kyrie definitely did his own with all his situations that he's in. But at the same time, as the person who's the shoe's named after, I mean, I have a right to say if I don't like the way the shoe looks. I do know maybe there's a way to go about it for sure. There's definitely a pecking order or just a way to go about it, saying these are trash and I don't have nothing to do with the shoe. It's kind of putting people who worked on your stuff under the bus. But at the same time, man, like, I don't know, man. Yeah. I mean, what you might just call the jaws or something else. Just a little apple juice. That's all. We're drinking some green apple juice. You know what I'm saying? Jaw one. What's this one called? Ember Glow. It's not bad, you know, but from everything, I don't know. I don't know. I like the price point of it. The price point is perfect. $110. How much did it cost for them to make that shoe? $10, $15? As light and like a materials that it is. How much did it cost them to actually make that shoe? Because I know that, I mean, they're for sure making a killing on a profit for that shoe. This is what I forgot to go into earlier. I like to show, of course, when I'm out and about, I do it too, but just showing some of the stuff that I came across my last couple of times out, to give you guys a glimpse of what's out in the stores, whether it be the discount stores or the retail stores. Um, yeah, so I'll just share that really quick too. That's what I wanted to talk about. Plus, I think a couple other things. I'm pretty sure there's a few other things I'll get to as I go through this stuff too. But the stores are kind of on. I mean, really, we wanted the discount store because they have things on sale and they have newer stuff, and more stuff is coming there. It's not going to stop anytime soon, from what I'm being told. And red tags are everywhere right now. I think I showed these, so let's go here. So, that circle of life Kyrie 8 is something I gotta find too. It's crazy because I was sometime when you're scrolling or you're just looking through YouTube, they'll recommend you random people. And depending on what it is, sometime I might glimpse on it and just like skip through to see what's going on. And I seen this one dude who was like in the middle of America, Midwest or somewhere, I forgot. I reached out to him because I'm just like I reached out to him because they had the circle of life. He was going through his Nike basketball section at a Foot Locker. He just scrolled on by the circle of life with a fat red tag on it. I'm like, wait, that's the Kyrie. Not that's just wait, how much? But he just went on some whole other shit to other things and everything. Oh, I'm like, this guy's over here looking at the basketball section, don't know what the fuck he just seen in his face. Give me that. So yeah, I mean, I'm hoping Nike would be cool enough to do something like they're doing with the Josh stuff and be like, you know what? At the end of the day, we're just gonna sell it to get rid of this stuff and then just no more. So let us get them 9s or 8s, whatever you want to call them. Drop those over here. We want those. Still a lot of people who want those, man. So you don't like the Infinities at all? I like the Infinity. They're not that bad. They're not that bad. They're not that bad. They comfortable as shit. They got a lot of cushion going on. I mean, maybe it's an acquired taste. It's not up there as the top 3, top 5. I don't know. Maybe not even top 5. I still think by far the weakest Kyrie of all of them has to be the 2. My personal opinion. George was good. Welcome to the stream. Yeah. Labor Day blowout sale. I'm pretty sure it's always those. We need those. And, the outlets are already crazy with the sales. So it's only going to be a lot more coming up, I'm pretty sure. And I know there's going to be some annual sales at Lids pretty soon again, too. Definitely. So, last time I went out, which was like a couple days ago, it hurt the side of your foot. I never hooped in them, so I never got a chance to experience that part. The side foot action by the toe box, like on the pinky toe side, or your big toe side. Going out the last couple of days or whatever day it was, a couple of days ago. Some of the stuff we've seen, not too much different, you know. Jordan 1s chilling out, Jordan 14s, the Gingers and the Laneys. Laneys is still one of the better 14s as of late. 14s overall, you know what I mean? 14s overall. Let me see. Is it I like the Cherry 14s too. The UNC 14s was pretty dope also. We don't know if we're gonna ever get any of them other ones though. I'm gonna chill out right now. I'm starting to get hot. Temperatures rising. This apple juice is crazy. So then we got the Jordan 1 Skylines in some stores. And I call me personally, I'm saying that low and that mid is the Skyline also. And then they got a grade school one that I just throw in there with the Skyline pack too. They all kind of look similar. It's probably not officially Skyline, mid, and low, but all three of them in the picture look like they're part of the same family. Just like you see that Lucky Green mid, that's part of the Lucky Green low, that's part of the Lucky Green 1. So I'm like, why that's not the same thing? This right here is something that I think is more impressive than I saw in the pictures. I don't recall the name of this LeBron 20, but this one right here is definitely dope. The yellow colorway is popping. Shoe Palace has them. I was kind of surprised to see out of the stores that I had went through, Shoe Palace was the one that have it because it's a basketball shoe, and Shoe Palace's basketball selections don't be too crazy big. Their Jordan section and other shoe sections be bigger than the basketball section, but they do get a lot of the newer releases too. And you know, I just was surprised to see. I didn't see it at a JD Sports or a Champs. I saw it only at Shoe Palace. So shout out to them for that. I'm trying to figure out in the LA area. You know, I was watching some stuff online, the podcast, and they had talked about biggest shoe stores right now. They were talking about Dick's Sporting Goods and all these different shoe stores. And I'm just like, everything's going different with the economy. So who is the number one like overall sneaker retailer? Is it Shoe Palace, Foot Locker, JD? Like, is it Shoe Palace, the Flex stores, JD, Dick's Sporting Goods? I know Big Five's kind of towards the bottom, but like, who's the number one for sneakers? I thought it would have been East Bay before, but they shut down. Is it Dick's Sporting Goods or is it the Flex? Is it the Shoe Palace? Is it the Sheet? I mean, I don't know. It's one of those guys, right? It's got to be one of them. Laser Orange LeBron. Like, yeah, this one looks dope in person. It looks much better in person. Much better in person, bro. This one's a pretty dope colorway for the LeBron. Laney's and Ferraris are the only 14s you rock with. Both of those is dope. JD and Shoe Palace, it makes sense. It makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised at that. I know Foot Locker is worldwide too. Very much so. Very much so. JD is worldwide too. I think JD comes from overseas, and they bought Finish Line out. I've always wondered what umbrella is Shoe Palace under, or are they their own umbrella? I felt like at one point them and Sheik had something to do with each other, but not. Probably not. I forgot where I thought I heard that before. But yeah, Foot Locker is worldwide. So you would probably think that is the biggest one. That might have been a no-brainer low key because they are worldwide. You know, I don't know if Shoe Palace to be worldwide yet. Finish Line might have been because they're like an overseas thing already, but then they're checking over by JD, which is overseas too. So JD could be in the running, but Foot Locker been around longer than them, so maybe so. But overall, like of current stats from right now, maybe Foot Locker don't have the best sales because they're about to close a bunch of stores too. I don't hear JD saying that or Shoe Palace saying that. I hear Shoe Palace saying they're opening more locations, and so with JD also. So maybe at one point, and maybe it's like teetering now. You know what I'm saying? I'm curious. Bronze should always come with extra laces. They definitely should. They definitely should. Okay. Makes sense then. And you know, some of this information I have heard before or know before, but I be forgetting shit all the time. And you hear these things so long ago, it just becomes like, oh, new information. Oh, really? Okay, maybe I knew that before, maybe I didn't. But I do remember hearing relationships about some of these stories, and I didn't. When I heard the first time, I was like, oh, wow, I didn't know. Da, 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 But at the end of the day, it never really affected me to have to make sure I remember this information. But it is good information to just know. And you can just see by foot traffic what's really going on. I would think you could kind of tell by that. Online sales is a whole nother ball game too, you know. But yeah, these LeBrons are definitely better. This laser orange colorway, much better in person. I talked about these in a sneaker news video, like basketball sneakers to release on Bosco 2.0. So subscribe to that channel if you haven't done so. That's where I do most of my sneaker news stuff there. Pretty good, pretty dope shoe. I saw when we saw these before, they look dope then. They look better in person. Not disappointed with that. I'm only showing these because people had excuse me, because people had asked me where have I seen these or where to find them. Yeah, some people had asked me where to find them, and they were at Foot Lockers. They were at like pretty much all the stores. It wasn't like a hard to find shoe. It's just a grade school exclusive though. But if it came out in men's sizes, I do feel like people would have scooped this colorway. It's a Jordan 3. The colorway is not bad, but it's grade school exclusive. Did find these at a few stores. Foot Locker, JD Sports, seen them in, they had sizes available. I don't think they really sold like that. But I put that up there because people had asked. Of course, we've seen this dunk plenty of times. Nothing special. I saw this at the Nike outlet the other day for $89 too. Nothing special. I forgot why I even posted that. I think just the things I came across that day, because sometimes sometimes you find a lot of good things, sometimes you don't find that many good things. It's just how it goes. And I'm definitely trying not to be repetitive in the stuff that I show you guys. I want to be like that. I'm going to stay like that. Sometimes it does cringe for me a little bit because I always think of the point of like, well, what if this is the first time somebody's watched my video and I'm just skipping over all this other stuff. But if they've been watching, they would have known that I talked about this maybe once or twice before on previous videos. But you always got to keep in mind about new subscribers and new viewers. So I'd be like, should I show it again? Nah, you know what I'm saying? I'll be kind of yo-yoing through that while I'm out there in the stores. I just try to keep the content new and newer stuff. And if you want to see the shoes, you just check out some of the older videos. You know what I mean? I'm not really interested in any of these type of dunks right here. Not even actually sure the name of them, but they're just like over exaggerated dunks. They feel like cinder blocks walking. That's what they seem like they would feel like on me, especially a size 13. This was not a size 13, and this already looked big. So I know a size 13 would just look wild. I would not rock with that at all. So I'm like, yeah, we cool. It looked cool, but I'm gonna fall back on that. That's for sure. I'm gonna fall back. But they got some colorways in this shoe. They're not going anywhere anytime soon. They definitely have colorways. And then we got the Vapor Max. Oh, damn. I thought I brought my tray in here. I didn't bring my tray. Let me see something. Oh, okay. We in the game. I thought I didn't have my thing with me. I'm like, dang. So the Vapor Max 23, that's the silhouette right here that we're looking at. Not a bad shoe. Vapor Maxes are pretty cool. If you watch my last outlet video, I went and tried on a pair of the Vapor Max Plus, which I think is a pretty dope shoe. I've always liked the way the Vapor Max Plus looked. I just remember trying on some Vapor Max before, like regular Vapor Maxes, and not really liking how they felt because they are kind of stiff. You got to break them in a little bit, but then they also squeak and make a funny noise like off the rip. And every step I took, it was like the scratch, 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 scratch. And I'm like, I hated that. So that's why I never really got no Vapor Maxes. But then seen the red Vapor Max Plus, the all red one, the all black one. Those are fire, and they got some pretty good colorways in the Vapor Max Pluses. I just never, took the chance on them. But when I was at the outlet, at the clearance center the other day, they had a size 13. The colorway was not bad. If I seen it in the store and paying full retail, that probably wouldn't be the colorway I would buy. But the colorway was cool. It was $99, so it was on sale. But putting that 1 foot on, I like how they fit. I like how it felt. Vapor Max Plus is not bad. Steps was good. Welcome to the stream, bro. How you doing? Yeah, so the Vapor Max is definitely not a bad shoe. The Vapor Max Plus is pretty dope. But this Vapor Max 23, I feel a little inspired to try it because it looks like the shoe that I tried that was squeaking was a Vapor Max. And I felt like the Vapor Max 23 takes care of the problem. Like I don't think it would squeak as much because I feel like there's more air bubble, if that makes sense. I feel like there's more air bubble that covers the bottom of the shoe. The pair I tried had more gaps, and maybe that was why things like squeaked. But I like the colorways that I've seen on the Vapor Max 23, and I like the way the Vapor Max 23 look. I don't like the price point, but the shoe looks cool. I'm curious to see what that red one looks like. They always come out with an all red one. I seen the all black, it looks fire. Black and white one or black and heather gray was cool. I've seen a couple colorways, but I'm really looking forward to seeing the triple red. It's like a triple red when I've seen images of it, but I want to see it in person because I know that knit upper is gonna look dope. I want to know if they're gonna make the swoosh red or give it black. How are they gonna break? How are they gonna break the red one down? Wait, it's actually online. I think it is. Air Max 23. Let's see if it's here. Yeah. Who did I see? Yeah. Okay. Maybe I should have looked at this before. Cause I mean I seen it. I seen images of it, but when I saw the images of it, I didn't really pay attention. So let me pull it up right now. The triple red Vapor Max 23. Like I said, I still feel like I need to see this in person because this does it good. Even though the red background, I should have made it a different color background. It looks like it's gonna be dope. I want to see it in person to see if it's gonna hold up. You got filters and you got the red background, which really makes it hard to be seen. But you can see it's all red. You got the red Air Max or the red Vapor Max area, all red here, red upper. They went with a red swoosh or burgundy swoosh. Not bad. $210. Nike Vapor Max 23 Flyknit. These are clean, man. I'm a fan of this colorway. I like it. you know, I see it seems like it's worth the cop. I don't know if I will. I'm not paying that. But if I find at the outlet somebody return a size 13, we might be in the game, fellas. Fast and Furious. Sorry about that. But yeah, this red Vapor Max 23 is not bad. It does look like it covers a lot more of the outsole of the shoe. Like all of this reinforcement right here on the back, on the side, and this right here, no gaps in the between. Hopefully that will eliminate that loud ass squeaking. That shit was loud and annoying. But those shoes was definitely dope. I do like those. Yeah, those Baby Max Plus, the purple ones, pretty dope colorway, right? I think those are clean. I think those are pretty clean, bro. I do think I remember seeing those at a Ross sometime before, um, a while ago. You know what I'm saying? Before I had the idea that I would actually like the shoe, but I don't think it was in a size 13. Maybe it could have been, but if it was, I just wasn't on it at the time anyway. You know what I'm saying? It'd be like that. But yeah, Vapor Max Pluses, Vapor Max 23 Flyknit is definitely a dope shoe. I like what they did there with that one. You know, not a bad situation. Not a bad situation at all. Let me get back to the regularly scheduled program as we bouncing around. I appreciate you guys being here for however long you are, whether you're on Twitch, watching on Twitch, or you're watching on Bobby Thrift or Bosco Mitchell. I appreciate that. Hit the like button wherever you are if you're able to hit the like button. You know what I'm saying? The like button on the thing. It does help out a lot. We're going live a lot more, picking up the pace. I know a lot more people are watching and just around more YouTube times, or people have time a little bit more. Some people do to watch more YouTube. So more YouTube means more content, more eyes. You get it. You get it. That's what we're doing, bro. It's not just for fun. It's for well-being. you know, Vapor Max 23. This colorway is not bad. Pretty cool color combination on it. Now this shoe right here, I think I forgot the actual name of this one. I forgot the name of it. It's something with a K. I forgot the name of it. I feel like I've said this silhouette too is one of those shoes that's really about the color combinations. Because when I see it in this green colorway behind it, I think it's one of the ugliest shoes out. Like that green colorway behind it, this one over here, I feel like this colorway is not it, bro. Not it. Yeah, yeah. That's the name of it. What Dizzy said. Yeah, Suwoo, you're right. That's the only thing about those paperbacks 23s. I wear those on special occasions in certain places because that's all red. You know, it's funny because somebody mentioned, maybe it was you, maybe it was you, Stephs. Somebody said something about the red Jordans and wearing those or buying those in the comments. I forgot what it was. It was something about like you can't really get those or something. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. You know, that is a thing. You know, I am black. I am in LA. I do go around the areas of that stuff too. I'll be over by the jungles and no affiliation, but I'd be over there. I would never wear them over there anyway, even though that is the area you probably would want to wear them in. But when I remember when I went to go scoop up the ones I did for my channel member, when I did buy them, there was some other people there, and they were like trying to see if they recognized me from somewhere, and it wasn't for YouTube purposes. You know, niggas, they thinking, who this nigga buying an all red shoe? Where you from? Where you from? That's what the tension was. That's what it looked like. Niggas was trying to find out who this nigga coming to buy these red shoes. Where you from? Like nobody said nothing, nobody did nothing like that. But the energy kind of was just like niggas is like, who's this? Is he from somewhere? Do I know him from somewhere? Niggas trying to figure it out. And like I said, it wasn't YouTube shit. It was because I was there to buy a fucking all red shoe. So yeah, you're right about that, Stephs. You gotta be careful. Vapor Max, all you know what I mean? Red laces, red, you know what I mean? You gotta be careful with it, but you know, it is what it is. Um, I have to see that. Okay. I like this colorway though. The green one behind it, not so much. Not a fan of the green one behind it, but this yellow colorway, the way it kind of pops to me, I like it. I'm not mad at it. If it come with the red too, like you're saying, some red colorway, I think that one would be fire also. This silhouette for sure is about the colorway because the green one behind it, I don't understand why they made that colorway. Unless they want people who's hunting in the forest, hiking in the woods, trying to be camouflage. That's to me is not it's an ugly colorway. I don't like it. But this yellow one with the whatever, that's not bad. It pops. You got the black kind of cage over it. Reminds me of like Venom in his web or something like that. I don't know. I like this one though. Not a bad shoe. Want to try it on if I see it at an outlet. Not a bad shoe at all. At least this colorway. Like I said, the green one, which I've seen so many times, I didn't like it. I didn't like it. You know what I'm saying? Um, Stussy, oh, that you would cop. Oh, yeah. Okay, I do remember the Stussy one. I do remember the Stussy one. I do remember seeing the Stussy one before. This is just a new colorway that I hadn't seen before, and I was just like, okay, this one kind of stands out. That green one, not so much, bro. On running, I show these in the videos to show diversity in sneakers, of course. But I have been hearing about the on runnings for a minute. I'm sure you guys have been seeing it at your stores too. Um, for some reason, this colorway on camera is not looking as good as it did in person. It looked cool enough for me to pick it up because I was talking in my video about how like they're kind of warming it up a little bit, getting closer to something I would like. You know, it's about the color combinations for this too. But I've heard good things about the on running shoe as far as like being comfortable. It is very lightweight. Retail like 160, 140, 175, depending on the silhouette, I guess. But they're warming up to something I want. You know what I mean? Something that I would rock. I like how they got the hints of the colors. Like before, they weren't the color blocking wasn't so much like this. The tongue matches the outsole. Hints probably got like a little logo or two with the same color. Like everything was kind of so flat. Everything was kind of like flat in a sense of how the colors laid on the shoe. if that makes any sense. It was like all gray, all black, a little gray with white. Like even this up here, I'm not a fan of it. White with the black, and then boom, it's like boom, it's like flat, flat, flat. Nothing underneath. I don't know. You guys know what I'm talking about. I just like the character of that this show, that this colorway kind of displays. I guess that makes more of the sense of what I'm trying to say. Okay, we've seen the elephant thing. We've seen this one already. I guess when I showed it before, it had the elephant thing in front of it. But grade school exclusives, people don't really care about this one anyway. Still a pretty cool shoe. Still a pretty cool situation though. Just not for me. Yeah, man. On running. On running. Newer shoe. A lot of people like them. JD Sports, this is one of those things again, and I've heard a couple of things. At first, I'm like, damn, that's crazy how the sneakers app would have something releasing one day, but you'll see it in stores early another day. And then I do remember talking to a manager or two at a couple different stores, at a Shoe Palace and a JD Sports. And I remember at one time, both of them telling me that they don't really always follow the Nike release dates. And that's weird because it's not something that's ever really mentioned. And I'm assuming, like, of course, maybe the major retro releases, they might have a day where everybody drops them, but then they get their restocks differently from everybody else too. So it's kind of weird. But I do remember them saying that to me before, that um, sometimes they go off of a different release schedule. So, like, for example, this shoe here is already in a few JDs. I've seen them in a couple stores, couple JDs, but they're not yet released on sneakers, and you won't see them in Foot Locker yet. So, it's just crazy how that happens. But this shoe is something that's a part of of some type of pack. I forgot what it's called. You guys would probably know more about it, and maybe I should know. But dunks are cool, but I don't know everything about them. This is supposed to be like a fisherman hook line or something like that. The colorway is cool. It looks all right in person. This part is a good part of it, like the suede over there, the overlay of the suede does look good. I'm just not a fan of the base. You know, in the JD stores right now. Oh, Dizzy, we in motion? I meant to ask that. I didn't check. Oh, my phone. I'm not sure if you're still here, Dizzy, but are we in motion? Has the eagle landed? It definitely should have, right? Yeah, so not a bad colorway on these dunks. They're popping at JD Sports right now. Now, this right here is pretty interesting. You guys see it already with me pulling it up. Damn, I gotta log in. So yeah, Dizzy, let me know if it touched down, or else I'll just log in and see. But, yeah, these Air Force Ones are not bad, man. I like some zigs from back in the day. How much were those vapors you tried on? They were $99. Those Vapor Maxes were the Vapor Max Plus were $99. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Vapor Max Plus was $99. I like this colorway of the Air Force One. Let me know if you guys are feeling it or not. I think this colorway for the Air Force One is definitely on point. Got the UNC, got the navy blue and the white. I'm a sucker for UNC on sneakers for some reason. It just be like that sometime, you know what I mean? Shout out to you guys for watching. Hit the like button if you haven't done so already. Shout out to you watching on Twitch or YouTube, Bobby Thrift or Bosco Mitchell. Wherever you're watching from, I do appreciate that. But yeah, it's crazy to see. This one right here is actually pretty dope. Go to the next picture. Medial side, profile side. So the swoosh is different. You can see how the swoosh is navy blue underneath the. Wow, that's dope. I didn't really notice that. Okay, so yeah, I guess this swoosh is navy blue and then stitched in another color blue, or is it under the overlay? I think it's the swoosh that's navy blue and then also that other color blue. Because this upper pattern, this upper material is not see-through. The medial side, same thing. It's blue by the mid part, and then navy blue towards the back, which is the opposite of the other way. I like the little detail to this Air Force One. I'm not mad at this. I'm not a big Air Force One head. I don't have any in my collection. I feel like this colorway would look dope on some smaller feet out there. Size 13, I don't know, maybe not so much. But I'm a fan of this colorway, man. I like this color combination. I like how they flip the swoosh right there. If them trying to get creative, it might be too much. Some people might think this is ugly or whack at what they tried. I like the effort. It does. You got the navy blue, the university blue, the white. Hard to mess it up. Like I said, I'm a sucker for the university. Got the two-tone outsole. Fire or trash? I mean, there's no wrong answer. But I like that. I like that. I like that. I'm fucking with that. I'm fucking with that. These are pretty dope. I see them from a mile away. I was like, man, that's pretty crazy. Let me see. I believe the leather quality wasn't bad. I don't think it was a cheap leather on here. You know, definitely a dope situation though. Where we at with it? Okay, so boom, those Air Force Ones. These are all in the store. This is all from JD. These last few photos have all been from the JD Sports. So you guys definitely can find all this stuff in JD, and then Shoe Palace. So Shoe Palace and JD Sports. I've seen these before at Dick's Sporting Goods. This is where I'm at again. For some reason, this time seeing them around, they just hit a little different. I don't know if the pair I saw before was a little ashy or something. It's kind of a light, summer type vibe, kind of like Laker vibe too. The purple, the gold. These remind me of a Hirachi or a trainer that I had a long time ago, like as a kid. I don't remember which Hirachi it was. It might have been that Hirachi that Kobe Hirachi that's coming back out. It might have been that silhouette in this color combination that came out ages ago. It reminds me of that for some reason, even though it's a completely different silhouette. This color combination just reminds me of that Hirachi or that trainer. I forgot if it's Hirachi or trainer. I think it was. Okay, so these are kind of what we saw at the stores as far as what was worth showing in the Discord, because everything else was stuff that we had already seen before, so that's why I posted again. By far, this LeBron 20 is probably the best one out of those that we've seen. And it's a basketball shoe, which is dope because that's what we do here. Vapor Max 23 was also dope too. And then this Air Force One is a sleeper, bro. It's a sleeper. You might like it if you've seen it in person. I don't know. Maybe you think it's trash. I don't know. Dope color of the 2090 red colorway. I know I'm not the only person who likes this colorway of the 2002R. My bad. 2002R. All right, so let me back up out of this. Stuff on the prowl, stuff on the move, though, for real. What was it in the hoops that I just put there? Oh, that was not worth it. Not worth it. Okay, boom. And then in discount stores, should have scrolled up to the top from where we was at, where I started. Yeah, this was that last time too. Wait. Once again, the Jordan 1s, the white cements out the outlets. Somebody in the comments said it's not rare to find bricks at the outlet. No shit, Sherlock. I get it. But it's been a minute since you've seen Jordan 1s at the outlet. Hasn't been like this in a minute, regardless how much of a brick it is or not. Usually Jordan 1s didn't really make it to the outlet like that. Now you're seeing them like crazy there, and it's just definitely a different time, so it has to be documented. So yeah, you're gonna see a lot of times you're gonna see bricks at the outlets. No fucking dub, bro. You know? Jordan 1s, True Blues. The first one, the white cements, I found these in a size 13, size 9, I think a size 12. They're like 149. It's not one that everybody wants, even though people say that, but I find people there buying them too. Like people who look like they were consumers, like not resellers, like people who came there with families or whatever, and husband looking around or whatever. People coming there grabbing them for the personal. So for them to be not and you don't know, people might be looking like they're not a reseller and could be the biggest reseller out, but I've seen a lot of people buying them for personal use. It seemed like, It just people don't want to pay that full retail price, or maybe people realize they don't have to pay that full retail price, so they come to the outlet to find them and they'll buy them for under retail. You know, True Blue ones, but size 17. They did have some big feet there, some big shoes there, which outlets, of course, you can expect that. So size 13 in that one, size 17. Then I found a size 9. Just good to see retros there regardless. You don't really see them too often, and you're starting to see them more now. We're gonna start getting spoiled seeing that, so it's not gonna seem like anything when you see them because you see them all the time. But it's still a good thing to see. Dunk lows. This was something I thought was a really good find. It's those special edition. Oh, my bad. I forgot. It's these jerseys. It's like this was the Rookie of the Year edition, Rookie of the Year Nike edition, Kyrie jersey. They had like Luka, KD, LeBron, a few other players, and then they have them now. They came back out with them again, and it's this Curry one I found at the outlet. Um, it was weird because a couple had 69 tag, but the majority of them had $59 tag. I'm like, is it about the size? Usually that's not the case. Maybe it was just a missed error because I came across a couple mistakes there too. They had a dunk in a whole nother box that was like $39. I was like, how did they even get mixed up? Maybe a consumer did it, trying on a couple shoes and just mixed the boxes up by mistake. That's probably what happened. But yeah, this Curry jersey is dope. It's like that wash denim. It's not a denim, but it's like a wash material. It's stitched in lettering. I think it normally retails for like $175. It's expensive. It's like over 150 for sure. I don't want to say 200, but it's up there. And they had it there for that much, which was actually is still in a few good sizes. Maybe it'll go a little cheaper at some point. We'll find out for one of my channel members. Jordan 2 low, plenty of Jordan 2 lows dropping this year. A lot of Jordan 2 lows. One thing, these brands, once they find one or two things that stick or people gravitate to, they keep running that shit again. We're gonna bring them out again. We're gonna drop some more. I don't know how many. Well, I talked about it before, and I said it earlier today. About 19 to 20. I'm just gonna estimate it high. About 19 to 20 Jordan 2s between Jordan 1, like between the Jordan 1, no, between the Jordan 2 and Jordan 2 low. There's been about, I'm gonna say high, about 20 pair. It could be like 17 to 19, but like 20 pair of Jordan 2s released in 2023, and we're not even we're just now halfway through there. If you combine Jordan 2s and Jordan 2 low releases, we should be at the double digits right now. Well, that was for the year when I did the calculations for the whole year. I don't know if we released all of those yet. But I feel like a lot of the ones that I talked about have been released. So I could be right, I could be wrong. But there's a lot of Jordan 2s releasing this year, from the way more lows than 2s. But my goodness, what are you guys doing? Speaking of this, somebody did hit me up earlier, and I just got so busy I never got a chance to post this, man. He probably, shout out to the homie. Damn, I don't know if he posted them. I'm gonna post them in Discord right now to show you guys. Because I got an early look at some Jordans out here, some more Jordan 2s. This is why I'm thinking of it. More Jordan 2s that are coming out. These drop, I guess, in August. They are called the Orange Sky ones, the Sky J Orange ones. I definitely talked about them in sneakers to look out for. The Sky J Orange ones, they released in August. Not a bad, it's cool. They're cool. Not crazy about them, but they're not for me. I think they're a women's exclusive. You know what I mean? I think they might be a women's exclusive Jordan 2 low, if I'm not mistaken. But all in all, they're still a pretty cool colorway. Let me see. Yeah, these are women's exclusive. Seed Sucker, which definitely should have been a women's exclusive, but it's not. I don't know why they think that. I don't know anybody who was interested in this Jordan 2. I don't know anybody who was interested in that Jordan 2 low. I'm gonna come back to this. Let me show you guys this really quick. Let me show you this really quick. these. I'm sure you guys might have seen these online a little while ago with kind of like not the images weren't the best. I think when they try to show them up there, I'm gonna post this on my Instagram when I get off of here because I was supposed to post this a long time ago. One of the homies gets shoes early. He's nice enough to share some of the photos with me that I'll post them to my Instagram and just tag him. He's trying to build up his Instagram following and stuff like that. So one hand washes the other. They both wash the face. But just today I forgot to kind of post these. Why does it keep moving over? Maybe you guys might like these, maybe you might not. I don't know. They're kind of an acquired taste. It is a Jordan 2. It is for women. Why? It looks like it has an ashy nubuck upper. Oh, wow. An ashy nubuck upper. How long did I have it down? I don't know if I showed something before. Maybe I did. Yeah, Mob and David. Yep. They still dropping the Jaw 1. New colorways coming out. What was the date that I came up to? July 1st or July 31st, some shit like that. They're still dropping Jaw 1. Still dropping Jaw 1s like nothing happened, bro. I thought they was chilling out, but apparently not. New colorway on the way. It'll probably be released right when they mention his suspension. They'll probably release his suspension, and then 2 days later the shoe will drop, and watch the thing sell out. But yeah, according to Sneaker News, which is a reputable sneaker reporting place, saying that on July 3rd, actually. Oh, the day before July 4th, of course. Another, look at this, man. I didn't even think of that the first time I talked about this. Drop it July 3rd because you got the whole holiday July 4th thing. People out want to spend money. It's kind of like almost patriotic colorways with the red, white, and blue. Like, at the end of the day, it's about the bottom line. It's about the bottom line, bro. It's about the bottom line. Unless you killed somebody, unless you unalive somebody, you can be forgiven. Or you say a couple things about a couple groups. Yeah, there's two things you could do that can get you ex-nay on a what's the how they say it? Ex-nay on a runny day, whatever it was. But the two things that can get you out of here is if you talk about one certain group, you say anything remotely, any type of anything, they'll just Kanye you or Kyrie you. And then also if you do things like show guns, they can just snatch it away. You gotta be careful, bro. You can't be doing things like that. Like, okay, for example, man, here I'm gonna go on a little slide thing. I'm gonna come back to all this basketball sneaker stuff. But there's a YouTuber named Pootie, Young Pootie P. Shout out to him, man. He does great content, funny content. He goes to the racist town in America. And this racist white dude can just say all these disrespectful jokes and slurs and everything, but the shit ain't getting yellow marked. It's gonna stay right up on there. Can say all kinds of degrading stuff. You watch that video, Young Pootie. Go watch it. He just dropped it. It's at like 500K in like hours because he's going to the most racist town in America and talking to a racist dude he talked to before on his channel. And before, the guy was kind of like educational on why he don't like blacks, why they don't like blacks, and all this type of stuff. But this time, I guess because Pootie came back, he feeling himself more. I don't know if he was drinking, but he was saying some disrespectful shit, like some crazy stuff about us. I'm like, Pootie, you do anything for views, first of all. That just kind of made me lose a little respect. You just gonna let this dude just disrespect you ultimate like this, but I mean, you're in his town and like, what you doing? But the stuff he was saying was wild, bro. But I bet you that thing's gonna stay right up on YouTube with no problem, no yellow marks or anything. But when they do stuff like this content about a certain group, channel shut down, termination, 3 strikes when you never had a strike. Like, god damn, that's crazy. But they say everything's normal though, and they say people bring it on to themselves. But when the things are still stacked up against, it's kind of crazy to not bring it up on yourself because everything you do is going to be bringing it up on yourself. It's kind of wild. But back to the shoes, because of where I'm at the discount store right now, right? Yeah. So ones. Oh, I'm at the end of the road. Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay. Well, yeah. Here we go. Okay. Here we go. All right. So seed suckers, Jordan 2 low seed suckers. What I saw last. Then I found another one of those Curry jerseys. I still haven't sold mine, so I didn't grab this one, but I did find another one. The Rose City jersey from this year, 2023. They had all Curry jerseys the last couple times I've been there. And people who are Curry fans should be scooping these up. Or, I mean, maybe I should scoop up more because it's not like Curry's a weak player. He's a Hall of Fame career player. So, like, those jerseys will be worth, like, stuff, you know? But whatever. More dunks. But these were a size 15, all white with the gray swoosh. Definitely seen these inside Shoe Palace a few times, just sitting on the shelves. So nothing to write home about. But once again, seeing dunks and seeing retros in the outlet is just a good thing to see. Because for a long time, we weren't seeing that type of stuff. And now that it's back, it's just good to see. It's good to let people know because maybe not everybody knows yet. Couple more pair of dunks. Found this one earlier. Then we found this other black one here, of course. Um, just chilling out. Smaller sizes, 8.5, 9.5. But they kept restocking the shelves as they do throughout the day. And if you're there long enough, you'll find something in your size. I just wasn't there looking for myself. I was just there for content and to see if any of my channel members wanted anything. Had a couple of potential things, What else was next? Tech fleece on deck. If you watched my video today, then you saw that on Bosco Mitchell. A lot of tech fleece on deck. $24.99, normally $110. So this colorway was heavily discounted. They had a lot of sizes of it too, which is pretty good to see. Kind of crazy to see so much tech fleece there. There was this. I don't know how to picture. Then there was like the whole wall with just tech fleece, tops and bottoms separately sold for heavily discounted prices. Another jersey. Seen some Jordan 1 lows. Pulled out. I think these were like $89. I don't remember what size they were though. Westbrook one take in this kind of Space Jam colorway, right? Right? Or Concord, maybe more Space Jam. I like this combination. This color combination was like $49, $39 for a size 12. Westbrook one take, one of the better colorways for sure. Of the one takes, we had Jordan 2 low or Jordan 2 lucky greens there. That was like a size 9.5 or a size 10, if I remember correctly. So we're floating around seeing retros in different sizes. The Nike Dunk Mid Panda. I'm pretty sure we were definitely gonna see these. The Mid Panda comes with canvas material, not leather. Think there's a little mixed reviews on it. I think, me personally, I'm not mad at the shoe. It's not an ultimate deal breaker. I'm not really feeling the pandas, period. Highs, dunks, or lows. I don't really need one for myself, but I'm not mad at these. Like I approve of them more than I don't approve of them. This mid is not bad, and maybe because it's canvas and not leather, maybe I like that. Maybe that's a part of it. Maybe that's a part of why I do like it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Marvin, the Westbrooks are dope. I like the colorway. Gives me like Concord vibes, Sacramento Kings vibes, things like that. I'm with it. I'm definitely for these, Uh, for $39-$49, you can never go wrong with that. I think they retail for like 100. As you might know, Westbrook's budget model. Westbrook's budget model for sneakers, and it's under $50. You can't ever go wrong with something like that, for sure not. You know what I mean? But yeah, that colorway was definitely on point. Let's see what else we got here. Lucky greens. Then this one, the Vomero 5, this blue colorway, definitely one that I do like. Seen it before in stores when it actually, came out. It was there for like $129. I think it normally retails for $175, which I feel like is a little steep, but then again, everything's all the prices have went up. All the prices have went up over time. It's not like everything's been up, so it's not like it doesn't separate really from the others because they all go up. All the prices of everything has been raised. So 175 on these, I guess, is not such a shocker, but I just didn't think. Yeah, I didn't think so. 150, 160 maybe, but I guess 175 not far from 160, so I guess it's doable. I guess it's understandable, I should say, but take your time. You definitely will be able to find them at the outlets, whether somebody buys it trying to resell it or just can't fit the shoe, don't know the sizing. It is a dope looking shoe. Like I said, the Vomero 5s, I'm impressed by it. I like the colorways, the yellow one, the smoke gray one. I want to see what that red one look like. Red, one of my favorite colors. Blue is too. I like both of those. It really just depends on the tone of red that they use, because there's like so many shades of red, obviously. Haven't tried the Westbrooks at all. The Westbrook one takes or either his silhouette, the Why Not 6. Maybe I will, because I want to see what that Why Not 6 is about with that zipper. It gives me the Gary Payton vibes. That's why I'm curious to see what that's like. But no, I haven't tried that shoe myself. Bo Jackson in the gray and in this dope colorway. This was like a size 8 though. But I like this trainer. The blue gray with the red. Definitely a dope colorway. Definitely a dope colorway on the trainer there. They had a pretty good selection of stuff, man. I mean, most outlets have been doing this lately. It's been like this. Um, I'm only showing this one because obviously you guys know what it looks like, and I like it. I got the Nike Air on the back. Jordan Low. This I forgot what the name of it. I think it's like a golf shoe, right? I forget. It reminds me of like the Vapor X's, but that's not what it is, obviously. But it got the True Blue situation going on with the cement elephant print, rather. I like this silhouette. I like this setup right here. But of course, there's nothing to grab. And then, yeah, we've seen all these. Yeah. So the outlets, the retail stores, there still are things to be found there, especially the outlets right now. Don't have anything in here for my Ross finds. I will add that for next time because I did find some things at Ross too. Just going through and seeing what's up at the stores as we always do, coming across some pretty interesting stuff. You know, check your stores. Check your stores if you're looking for stuff, or check my store, boscosgoodies.com. A lot of dope stuff there. A little easier to navigate on the website if you went there before and it was like everything was everywhere. Now it's a little easier to manage. Over the weekend, I see myself adding a couple more items too. I think I should be able to do that. Everything there right now that's posted is brand new, nothing used yet, unless and once I do it will be labeled as such. You know what I mean? But we've been rocking for a while now. Thank you guys for being here. We've been talking about a lot of good stuff. Who knows what tomorrow brings? I'm sure there's going to be some more developments on something. Maybe we'll get some rumors or where Chris Paul will play next. So early in the whole thing, but I know there's going to be some talks about that, And in Denver going up 2-1, I think it's going 5. I don't see it going longer than that, but I would hope it does just for the sake of having basketball on a little bit longer, But what are you gonna do, man? You can't do anything about that shit, bro. It's just what it is. I don't even care about the winner of this series anyway. I just want to see good basketball. But it's looking like Joker's about to go ahead and bring it home and get in the ring for Denver. First time have they ever, first time they ever had a championship. So never say never because it's still early, but it just looks like that. Houston, Miami's, when they start to subbing, their subs just go down. They don't have what it takes to keep up. When they're subbing in guys, it's like, who's this guy? Wait, who's this guy? Wait, what? Jimmy Butler's doing a lot more with less. He's doing a lot, and they got there as an 8 seed. So I guess you got to be happy with that. You can't be too mad at that. They got there as an 8 seed. So that's a big enough accomplishment. They're going to be a force to reckon with. I thought Tyler Hero was supposed to come back for game 3. I don't know why he didn't. If you guys know, maybe you guys can let me know in the chat or in the replay of why Tyler Hero didn't play. There was a whole thing of saying that he would come back for game 3, Nah, Marvin, we can't. He can't go to Dallas, bro. LeBron can't go to Dallas. That just wouldn't look. That was the. He can't go to another team if it's not Cleveland to retire. You know what I'm saying? Like he got too much established here. They just said his son's going. His Bryce is going to Campbell Hall. That's like down the street from me. Um, then you got Bronny at SC. He's at LA. It's just too much stuff going on here for him to go to another team, especially Dallas. I think that was just a Kyrie move. That was a Kyrie move to stir the pot for his interest because he's at he's at a tricky situation with his contract negotiations and what he's trying to get. So if he can encourage some interest from other teams to either get a bidding more or to get that sign and trade to get what he really wants, which is he's trying to get the 5 years, 200 something million. It's going to be hard for that. He did come and ball when he played for Dallas, but everything before that, the last couple of seasons is what people are holding against him. So it's going to be tricky for the man. It'd be dope if they could get him in LA for a steal, get him for a year, have him prove himself to give him that big contract, and then they win a championship, and then they renegotiate whatever, and he stays at the Lakers. And then, that'd be dope. That would be dope if they could get something like that to happen. But I think Kyrie just did that to kind of get some energy stirred around him before the free agency starts so they can start getting things ready and packages ready. So when draft night comes and the draft day picks, trades and all that stuff happen, it's a full well-oiled machine as opposed to him waiting right before the draft. Him putting out things like this is just stirring the pot just to get some things going. If he go to the Heat, if Kyrie go to the Heat, that'd be a good fit for him. I would like to see that. He would have a good team. Him and Jimmy Butler would be a crazy tandem. They probably still need some more height because Bam by himself is not enough as far as being the enforcer on defense. They would need one other person because Kevin Love is there for other reasons. Even though he's more of a spread the floor, pick and roll, pick and pop, and outlet rebound type. They need somebody who can put the ball in the basket, will play defense similar to Bam to hold down that front court or the front court. The bigs, they need a little bigger squad. They're playing 4 guards with Bam right now. Sometimes, a lot of times, and it might work for them. Unless, it's working for them at times, but they need for them to go forward. They need more. I wish Austin stayed with the Lakers, but if he shouldn't go to the Spurs. Austin Reeves, right? Not the Spurs. Austin, if you go to the Spurs, you won't be yourself anymore. You might still be a good player, but all your swag, all your flair, all that shit is gone. When you go play for the Spurs, they take all that out of you. They take that away from you, and you just become a player that's good, that plays by the book and is good and talented, but you got no extra personality. So if you want to lose your personality and play for a good coach, then go to San Antonio. Wemby, he's lucky. He's gonna go there to pop. He don't really have a personality anyway. He's fresh, ears wet behind the ears coming into the league, so they can get away with him out there in San Antonio. But if Austin Reeves go to San Antonio Spurs and Greg Popovich is still the coach, he won't be the Austin Reeves that we know. That's just what happens. That's why DeJounte Murray had to get up out of San Antonio. DeJounte Murray was balling like he was at San Antonio for a minute, under the radar a little bit, started to come into his own, and then started to come into his own even more. What I mean by that is like he started playing well. Then once he started playing well, he had his confidence to start playing like himself and playing well. But his own way is a little bit too flashy, kind of flexy, make a shot, flex, yell at the crowd a little bit. Popping them didn't like that. They got him out of there. He went and played for Atlanta, where he's flourishing because he could do that with Trae Young, and they're doing it well as a backcourt or teammates. He was balling in San Antonio, but they got rid of him because his personality started sticking out a little bit too much. I'm being real. Even that Game of Zones Bleacher Report cartoon talked about the soul box and how when you go to San Antonio, they take your souls of the players, which is your personality, and you're just there playing like a computer, knowing how to ball your ass off fundamentally and killing on the court, but your personality is gone. So if Austin goes to San Antonio, he won't be the Austin we know. He might be good though. He's still a good talent. But like all the celebration after the game, after the shots and all the flair that people like for him too, be out the window. Be out the window. Dame to the Heat doesn't sound bad. I forget it. Yeah, Dame would be cool to the Heat also. There will never be a Dame and Kyrie in the Heat with Butler. Though. That's not enough money to go around for that. Kyrie, man, where's the boy gonna play next season? He's moving smart by doing it though. He's definitely moving smart by putting his little buzz out there. I'm sure there might be some more noise that comes out from his side about something, where he would like to go or something. He needs to put this stuff out there. Just stir the pot. He's trying to get as close to that 200 plus. I don't blame him. Yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. San Antonio is a place. It's a ball, but it is boring. I like Tim Duncan's game like a mug. Ever since Wake Forest, it fit his style. Parker too. He was a good point guard, great point guard. Same thing with Ginobili. I love those players. Great players, amazing players. No extracurriculars though. Duncan didn't talk really. At least that's the persona they put out there for us to see. Not much talking from Tim Duncan. Just putting in the work, which is nothing wrong with that. So yeah, DeJounte had to get up out of there. If Austin goes there, he won't be the same. Let me know one player that went there and was able to still have their personality and still flourish and be who they were. Steven Jackson got up out of there partially because of that stuff. They don't work well with name brand stars. They work well with really good role players that know how to play the game, that have potential to be stars or third team All NBA type players. That's what San Antonio kind of does. Wemby's their future. They're trying to build that up and do that again. I don't know how long it's going to take Wemby and them to actually get there because he needs to put some size on. But I'm not going to lie. I've seen some stuff from Wemby. People had said that before. People speak on it all the time. He does stuff that you've never seen. He's a generational talent. This comes around once in a generation, once in a lifetime type stuff. That's what you keep hearing about him, all that type of stuff. And like you hear it, it sounds overhyped. It's like, yeah, okay, yeah, we'll see. Yeah, it seems like it. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I'll be honest, like when I hear these things and stuff like that, when you hear about taller players being able to do the things he can do, because I just seen the game he played the other day. I was watching it on YouTube. They were streaming it. I watched some of the game. He's like 7'3" or 7'5", some shit like that. But he was down there doing a sa. He was dribble between his legs, behind his back, made the pass. Like he doing point guard stuff at 7'5", which is crazy. But my next thought is every time a player's extra tall and long, their limbs are weaker and they break down faster. Sean Bradley, Yao Ming, he had problems with his lower extremities also. Anybody bigger than 7 foot, they tend to have more leg problems. Boy. He's somebody who had potential to do well too because he was really agile. He's still playing, but kind of not serious. He's always getting injured as well. When you're tall, you can move like that. You have tendency to have more injuries. So I'm kind of iffy on it unless you put weight and work out and condition like a Giannis did because he was kind of almost skinny like Wemby too. But you see the size and stuff he put on to kind of dominate that. And he's only 6'10", maybe 7 foot. He's not over 7 foot, 7'2", 7'3", 7'5" type shit. When you're in them extra heights, that stuff matters, bro. It's good to be able to do what he's doing, but how long can his joints put up with that stuff? He needs to get on the right workout regimens. He can't skip no leg days. Saying all that, I had those doubts too. But then I start watching and seeing a couple of highlights, and each time, I think it's maybe 2 times so far, I'm going to say. Maybe 3, but I think it's 2 because I said if I see another one, I'm going to be on the train with everybody else. I think I seen one other highlight that was kind of something, but not to go with the 2 things I've seen here. The first thing I saw from him, I'm going to forget the other one. Shit. Oh, okay. Okay. One thing I saw was the game I just saw recently when he had got the rebound and he's on the ISO and he's breaking the dude down and crosses the guy over. Like he's coming down low and doing it like he's a guard. Like it was like not like a slow dribble or unorthodox. He got low like he's a point guard. Like, boom, 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 boom. Went penetrated, made a dish, no look, and dude dunked the ball. I was like, okay, that was a little different because of, like I said, how tall he is. He got low like a guard. He's 7'5". He got down to where he's like maybe 6'3", doing this. I'm like, what the fuck? That's crazy. Because he's doing it like normal though, not like, oh, messed up. Oh, it was doing it like it was nothing. It was the ball was on a string. So him getting the rebound, ball on the string, dribble, dish off like a flashy no look pass to the dunk. That was pretty impressive. But what I saw that was really impressive, the one thing that I've never seen, I never seen a big guy do that. One thing I never seen that I talked about probably before is him doing the James Harden. He was sign at the top of the key. He stepped back 3-pointer. He missed the shot, got his own rebound. Like he shot it, it bounced off the rim, and he got the rebound and tip dunked it in. I've never seen nobody tip dunk their own 3-point miss. They maybe be able to miss it from the low, from like close to the rim if they shoot it and it goes high. Like if they're inside the paint, might get away with that a couple times. Oh no, it is another play. You know, they might be inside the paint, miss it, can tip dunk it back in. You know, that could be the only time I've seen them, make a tip dunk off their own shot. If they're like within the little paint, like the big box at the bottom, miss a shot, put back it in. I've seen that before. Um, or the Tracy McGrady, LeBron, when you throw it off the backboard to yourself and dunk it. I've seen that. But never off your own missed 3-pointer do you catch the rebound and dunk it back in, bro. If anybody has ever seen that before, you let me know. I've never seen somebody tip jam their own 3-point miss. So that was one thing that I'm saying, okay, that's something that makes me go to where everybody's saying generational talent once in a lifetime. You'll never see nothing like this. Because I've never seen somebody 7'5" dribble a ball like a 6'3" point guard. I've never seen somebody shoot a 3-pointer off a step back dribble, off a step back. So when you're dribbling and you're stepping back, boom, you're like fading away for the 3-pointer. But then you can run and go grab that same rebound and dunk it back in. That's bananas, bro. And then the third play, because the first one dribbling is kind of something, but not enough. The second play I just said of the tip dunking your own rebound, that's amazing. But then this other one I saw in this game I saw on Sunday or Saturday, whatever it was, he got the ball in the paint on the right block. One dribble, he was being guarded. And like normally for people where he was at on the court, normally that's a little jump hook for a big guy. This nigga dunked the ball. He was far away, but long enough to still dunk the ball. Like it was like a dribble post, turn around, dunk. But like it was not close at all, bro. Even the commentator was like, what, they were talking about some other stuff, and he did that. They stopped, and it was really something I hadn't seen before. So I'm like, this dude got two things for sure I never seen, really three, because I never seen a 7'5" dude dribble like a point guard. But those two moves of rebounding your own 3-pointer and dunking it back in the same play, same motion, and then a turnaround hook for some people being a turnaround, like just reach and dunk it, like you're playing on a Nerf court. Unreal, bro. If he can stay healthy, be strong enough, put some weight on, it's gonna be crazy to see. I mean, he's not playing against NBA talent right now. They are professionals over there. No disrespect, but they're not playing against NBA guys. So I know a lot of that stuff will be null and void. But once he gets his body and size up under him, and he's back to, once he gets size under him and he's feeling comfortable at that size like he does right now, he could be potentially a super problem because he's taller than everybody and he can shoot, so he can shoot over the top of pretty much everybody. I'm not I'm not trying to promote this dude Wimbe like that, but we talk about him and I've seen it. This dude is something else. Something else. You guys can look these plays up on YouTube. I'm sure they're there. Putting back your own 3-pointer off a step back fadeaway type shot and dunking it back in, I have never seen it before, bro. You let me know if you've seen somebody else do that, and I'll And if they did it, they put so much effort in. Like he didn't seem like he did too much effort. They would have to shoot the ball high and like bull run it, dead sprint to try to run and catch it. And you know, there were people trying to get the rebound. It wasn't like he ran straight to the basket. There were people there trying to get the rebound too. So it wasn't like it was just a free run. You know, if Austin goes there to play with him and Pop is able to home it in and Austin can still be great, I mean, that could be a cool tandem right there. But damn, Lakers, y'all gonna keep letting the great white hypes get out the door. You're gonna let Caruso go. You're gonna let Reeves go. Those are two solid boys who could hoop, man. And LeBron always got a cool one on the team when he wins rings. Mike Miller. Uh, I feel like there's other people I can't think of right now, but Mike Miller's the first one that comes to my mind. Mike Miller. Wally was Wally on that team. Wally wasn't on that team when they got swept by the Spurs, right? That wasn't Wally. That was Zeke. That was Zilgauskas. Why do I think Wally Zerback was on a team with him? I don't think so. But yeah, man, just crazy to see. We shall see how this all pans out. For sure, San Antonio is going to pick Wemby. There's no suggestions about that. Is Scoot going to go second? I'm hearing Scoot's like the next best. Then they got some twins or something like that. So it's going to be crazy to see what this draft is like, what draft night is going to be like, if there's going to be any trades, any big dog trades, Dame Lillard, Kyrie make an announcement or something. Like, what's going to happen? We got some time to think about it. You know, still got the Ja Morant thing hanging over our heads too. But, you know, a lot of things to look forward to with the sneaker world and the basketball world in general. Shannon leaving, first take. Real quick, that's going to be weird. I'm glad Shannon's leaving. He got his own thing that's doing well for himself. But it is weird the fact I didn't know that they've been on air for 7 years. We've been seeing Skip and Shannon on air for 7 years. So that's something that you kind of used to seeing is all of a sudden going to change again. And of course, everything changes. Nothing really stays the same. But damn, bro, you know, good things come to an end. It was good at some point, whether some people still like it now and fell off recently or people still like it like they always liked it. It was a pretty good show for certain topics. I didn't mind it. LaShawn McCoy is like the leading person to replace Shannon Sharp. And I don't know how that's going to fit because just the little bit I've seen of LaShawn McCoy as far as the commentator, he didn't seem to be, it don't seem like it's going to work. I don't want to say it's not going to work, but it's just not the same with Shannon. It's not I don't think he holds the own as the same. Sometimes he makes points that just are like kind of flat. It's not like a lot of facts or things to back it up. It's just like, oh, this guy sucks, so he's just moving trash right now. Like it's not like backing it up or sounding. You can sound raw because that's what's starting to happen in the media's way. You're in the I don't want to say off-brand media, but like the independent media is not as polished and it's accepted because I guess we're for so long we get all the media being very very polished. Now the unpolished media is the new wave, you know. So it's gonna be crazy to see. The little bit more edgy that you are, the better that it kind of comes off to the people because it's more, I guess, relatable. So maybe people might like him being like that because it's kind of relatable to them. But I felt Shannon was very relatable. I felt like the way he did everything was very relatable too. You know, so it's just ways to go about it. Everybody got their own strategies. Nobody's really right or wrong, I guess, because they both got to the point that they're at now. Somebody let LaShawn McCoy in the door to get to where he's at now, to where he's potentially about to be the replacement. So he got to be good at something. And the few times I've seen him, you know, I don't know. Gonna be crazy to see, man. Yeah, okay. I'm okay. You know, I'm trying to be cool, man. I'm trying to be cool, but you're right. It didn't seem it doesn't look too promising. You know, they were talking about Nick Wright. That might be good because Nick, you know, I like kind of Nick Wright a little bit, what he does a little bit with his commentary. He kind of knows a little bit sometimes what he's talking about. You know, he's a LeBron guy too, so that would make sense for the show because Skip's not, and he is. So that would make sense. He makes a lot of good points to make his arguments sound good. So if it was Nick Wright, I wouldn't be opposed to Nick Wright. I wouldn't think that would not do so well. But um, yeah, LaShawn McCoy, respect to his NFL career because it was a great one, Hall of Fame NFL career. But just don't know about with Skip, you know. and apparently Mob and David feels the same way. Maybe you guys do too. Hit the like button if you do. Hit the like button if you don't. Either way, hit the like button. But yeah, after the finals, so if it's 5 games, I wonder what that last episode is gonna be like with Skip and Shannon. What will there be I can't say the word, farewell tour in a sense where the last episode's announced and it's known when the last episode is, and Skip gives them a big thank you and sends them off good, and they have like a whole little kind of fake party for Shannon? Or is it just gonna be like finals done Monday morning, LaShawn's in the seat and we're rocking like nothing ever happened? They gotta address it formally, right? I mean, he's been there for 7 years, holding it down, kind of low key outgrew the show, I think. You know what I mean? So they gotta do it right and send him off the right way. But what's next for him? Is he gonna do just his Club Shay? I know Stephen A. Smith offered him something. I think Pat McAfee did. Best thing for him to do is be kind of independent and a freelancer, be able to work at all the stations if possible. Do your Club Shay Shay and then be a featured guest on ESPN sometimes CBS for football, because he can talk about all the topics very well. So it's gonna be crazy to see when it ends, though. I'm curious to see how the last episode or episodes is. Right now, Shannon's handling it great, bro. He came back the next day after that last Tom Brady thing, like almost like, cool. The only time he didn't come was when that the Damar Hamlin thing happened. But yeah, man, it's gonna be crazy to see, man. Crazy to see how that breaks down, Only time will tell how everything does happen. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna be crazy. Next few weeks for everything. John Morant, these sneakers, the NBA finals, free agency, draft. Hopefully there's some good summer basketball somewhere. Looking forward to it all. But we shall see. I'll see you guys in the next live stream or video. Check it all out. Hit the like button. Check out boscosgoodies.com. I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.